Hey, welcome to Vance Tried It. Today, we're going to be smoking a pork loin roast. And we're going to be doing that on our pellet smoker outside. But first, we're going to get this ready to go. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a binder on here. And the binder we're going to be using is simply yellow mustard. And so we're just going to put some of that on there. We're just going to spread it around. Now, if you're saying, but Vance, I don't like mustard, don't worry. Look, whenever you are smoking a meat and you're using mustard as the binder, you're going to lose all of that mustard flavor. So it's not going to taste like mustard. And so we're going to put that on there. Let's put some salt on there. We're going to put a pretty healthy amount of salt on here. It can take it. And we're really going to want a lot of salt on here. It's really going to add to the flavor. Don't be afraid to put too much salt on there now. And we're going to put some black pepper. And then the star of the show is going to be this Italian seasoning. This is just McCormick's Italian seasoning, but you can use whatever Italian seasoning you want. We're just going to put some of this on here. Put a pretty healthy amount on there. Just look for any empty spaces. We're going to go ahead and turn it up on its edge a little bit. Get some on the edge there. Just like that. And then we're just going to turn this over. And we did the fat side down first, because when we put this on our smoker, we want the fat side up. We're going to put it on just like this. And the reason for that is when this fat starts to render or melt, we want it to soak down into this meat. And so we're going to put the fat side up. We're just going to do the same thing over on this side. We're going to put some more mustard on here. Get it spread around good. And then we're going to get some more salt. And when you're using the salt and pepper, I really think you need to be using a coarse salt. You can even use the coarse salt unground, but I like to use the coarse salt and then grind it. And I think it adds a much better flavor, and certainly with the pepper. If you grind your own pepper, it's going to have a way better flavor than if you use pre-ground pepper. If that's all you have, then that's all you have. But if you can grind your own pepper and your own salt, I think you're better off with that. Let's just make sure we get some seasoning on the end here. And it's just that simple to get that ready to go. So we're going to want to actually now go out. We're going to start up our smoker because we want this to set for about 15-20 minutes. Let all that kind of bind together. Let the Italian seasoning and the salt and pepper really soak into that mustard as a binder so we can get a good crust on there. So I will get back to you when we're ready to put this on the smoker. Okay, so we have our smoker up to temp. You can see the smoke rolling off of it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our pork loin right on here. Just going to put it right in the middle. Like I said, we're going to have the fat side up, so when that fat renders, it'll soak down into the meat. And then we're going to take this here, if I can get it out of here. This is our wireless temperature probe. going to put this right in the meat, kind of right in the middle. So that we can tell when this meat is the right temperature to take it off here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to close this up, and we're going to let that slow cook until it hits about 135. Now, we want it to be 135 because we really want it to be about 140. But when we take this off of here, we're going to wrap it up in some foil, and it's actually going to continue to cook for a little bit longer after you pull it off. And that way we can, if we pull it off a little bit under the temperature we want, we'll let it go ahead and raise up the temperature off the grill. And so let me just tell you, I use this smoker. This is a Pit Boss smoker, and it's a smoker grill combo. So it'll do just about everything. It'll get up to about 400, 450 degrees. And I really like it. The reason I got this is because my old grill had a propane grill. It was on its last leg, and I decided, hey, let's go ahead and get a pellet smoker slash grill. And I use this a lot during the summertime, which it is right now. I'll probably be using this 4, maybe 5 times a week, because who wants to heat up the house when you can just go ahead and use the outside here and get this done right here. So if you want to get into smoking your meat, I'm going to give you some ideas down in the description of maybe what you might want to look at getting. So there are basically 2 options, 3 options, maybe 4 options. Let's just go through it all. So I started off actually smoking with a barrel smoker. You just put the wood in there in a separate chamber, and the smoke would go through there. And the reason I got rid of that is because I had to check it like every half hour, because the temperature was just so inconsistent. It would fluctuate up and down. I really had to monitor the temperature. So that's the other reason when my propane grill started to go, I went ahead and got this. Now the nice thing about this is you can use it to smoke, and you can use it to grill. Just turn up the temperature, grill some hamburgers on there, no problem. The other option is, let's say you have a propane grill, or let's say you like using charcoal grill and you're happy with that, but you want to do some smoking too. You can get what's called a vertical smoker. That's what I would recommend if you don't want to have to deal with the barrel smoker and the fluctuating temperatures. And that just lets you, it doesn't grill, it only smokes. But if that's what you're looking for, is something that will just smoke, that might be a great option. Now, the third option that I found when I was looking online, and I have never seen this, I've never tried it, I've never talked to anybody who has, but they make an indoor smoker. It's part smoker, part slow cooker. I don't know how it works. It has a lot of good reviews on Amazon, but I'll put a link to that so you can check that out if you're looking at, maybe you live in an apartment, you just don't have the outside space to do the smoking, then maybe you want to look into that. But anyway, we smoke a lot, we grill a lot. That's just what we do here at our house, and that's what we like. And so I'm going to be doing some more of this. Hopefully, I've been asked, hey, do you ever do any grilling or smoking on your channel? And the answer as of now is yes, we do. So let me know if you like it. Let me know what is your favorite meat to smoke on your smoker, or if you don't have a smoker, what would you like to smoke on a smoker if you were to get one? So let me know down in the comments, and hey, while you're there, don't forget to share, subscribe, and like. But we'll get back to you when this is ready to take off the smoker. We'll see you later. Okay, so we are up to temp now. We're going to take this bad boy out. So you might be asking, what's up with the screwdriver? Well, I'll tell you, what I discovered is this first time I've used this wireless probe out here on my smoker, and what I found that the metal is just way too dense for this to go through very well. So I had to actually prop open my lid a little bit to give it a room to go through there and get a good reading. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pork loin off of here, put that down, turn this off, and take this off now. And now we're just going to, this is a double aluminum foil, heavy duty aluminum foil, doubled, and we're just going to wrap this up. And we're going to set this in a warm spot to cool off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put it in my garage because my garage is nice and warm. And so cooling this off does a couple things. It's really important when you are smoking or slow cooking some meat that you let it cool. And it does a couple of things. First off, it continues to cook after you take it off of the heat. And so it's going to get up to about 140, 145, somewhere in that area while it's in here. And the second thing it does is, you see what happens when you're slow cooking that is all of the juice and the moisture and the water goes right into the center of the meat. And really what it's doing, it's like trying to run away from the heat. So it goes into the center. If you take it off and immediately cut it, you're going to have a couple things happen. First off, you're going to get way too much of those juices just spill out because they're all concentrated there in the middle. And the second thing you're going to get is the outside edges are going to be way too dry. And so what happens is when this meat stops rising in temperature and starts to actually cool down a little bit, then that moisture, that liquid is going to start dispersing back throughout the meat so that when we cut it, it's going to be nice and moist and juicy all the way through from the outer edge all the way into the middle. So we're going to let this rest and then we'll get back, slice it up, and give it a taste. So we'll get back to you in about 15-20 minutes. Okay, it has been about 20 minutes, and so we're going to take this out of the foil. We'll go ahead and take our probe out and grab a knife. Now, everyone should have at least one good knife in their house for just such an occasion as this. Now, I have a couple of really good knives. I have some not very good knives that I've had for a very long time, like since before I was married. And then we have some like medium range knives, but everyone needs one at least really good knife. I'm going to put a recommendation down in the description. If you don't have a really good knife, then you might look down there and think about picking one up because you want to get a really good cut on stuff like this. And so let's just see what we have here. Just going to take that end off. So we're just going to cut it about 1/2 inch thick. While I'm cutting this, let me just give a shout out to How to Barbecue Right. That is the YouTube channel that inspired me to make this video and make this pork loin. So let me just cut a piece off of there. Oh, it looks good. It smells good. But what we really want to know is, how does it taste? It is super juicy. You can see it has a smoke ring. And so you really get just the right amount of smoke flavor. The herbs on the outside, the Italian seasoning, and the salt and the pepper comes together just perfectly. I'm telling you, this is super simple to make. It's just a grocery store piece of meat, nothing special, just a pork loin, and put it on the smoker. It took me about 1:35 at around 275 to get this cooked, and it is delicious. Hey, I tried it. You should too.